Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Webinar Wednesday. We actually have a Whopper Webinar Wednesday this week because we have a Sri Lanka webinar also this afternoon. But this morning we have the amazing Amy from the Cayman Islands Tourist Board, who's going to give us a close-up on the Caribbean, and this week is all about the Cayman Islands. So I'm very, very excited for today's session. And if you have any questions as we go on, just pop them in the Q&A box and we'll get to them all at the end. So just feel free to fill that out as we go through. And then I will ask Amy any questions at the end. But thank you guys for joining us this morning. And without further ado, I'll pass you over to Amy.
Hi, everybody. So welcome to the Cayman Islands. So I'll start by saying that everybody's probably heard about us, but they don't know of us. So I'll give you a brief deep dive into us. So we are located just above Jamaica and just under Cuba, and we're surrounded completely by the blue Caribbean Sea that you guys see all the time. So we're just there. We're a British overseas territory, so if you want to come over, you can drive on the left. And I will say that driving in the Cayman Islands is super safe. It's nothing like England where no one's up your arse. Like, you can just completely drive and you'll be fine. We have 5 flights weekly with British Airways from London to Heathrow. I say it's direct, but it's not direct. It does stop in the Bahamas, but then it carries on 45 minutes to the Cayman Islands. As I said, we're made of 3 islands. We've got Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. That's our flights again. So super accessible, especially with the US. You've got daily flights. We've just launched a flight from JFK where we're going directly to the Cayman Islands. And then we have our own airways. So it goes to the Cayman Brac and it goes to Little Cayman, which I'll deep dive into. So as I said, we've got 3 islands. So Grand Cayman is our cosmopolitan island. We've got Little Cayman and then we've got Cayman Brac. So Grand Cayman is where you'll land. It has all the accommodation and it has over 300 restaurants and has all the attractions. I almost compare it to Canary Wharf. It's like the Canary Wharf of the Caribbean. And then we have the famous 7 Mile Beach on there, which most of our properties are located on. And we have Botanical Gardens by Queen Elizabeth. It's home to the blue iguanas, and King Charles actually went over and knighted a blue iguana and named him Sir Peter. So fun fact for you guys. And then if you go to one of our sister islands, Cayman Brac, it's only 12 miles long and only 2,000 residents. I even asked one of the drivers about dating, and he was like, everybody knows everybody. It's only 20 minutes from Grand Cayman, and as I said, with our own airways, direct flight, and you get amazing views of the island. I would compare this island to Rhodes in Greece. It's very torrential, very rocky, so good for hiking. It's got cave exploring you can do on there, and it's really good for diving. There's a parrot reserve on there. That's one of our beach resorts where a lot of the divers stay. And then Little Cayman, which I haven't had the chance to go to yet, is even smaller. Only 190 residents live on this island, and there's only literally 1 shop on the island as well. You don't even need a car. You just get on a bike and you can ride around the whole island in an hour. It's very tranquil, very secluded, really good for honeymoons and romance. And then there's even a little island off it where you can kayak, called Owen Island. You could rent it out for a private dinner, do what you like, we don't judge. So really good, a different option. You could do a little staycation from there. So you could really break up your vacation to the Cayman Islands with all our different islands. You'll see some wildlife on that island as well. And as I said, there's more things you can do on those islands. So we do the helicopter tours. There's King Charles with his Sir Peter. And we've even got this place called Hell. So you can actually take a picture there and say that you've been to Hell if you'd like to do that. You'll hear, I know that Homebird does a lot of work with the Caribbean, that a lot of the destinations will say that they're the culinary capital of the Caribbean. And I 100% understand why your Jamaican Grenada say it, and I get it for it. But why we say it, because we have over 135 nationalities on island, and we have 300 plus restaurants. I also compare it to Epcot at Disney World, where you literally have the whole world in this one island. Even for me, I never got bored of all the food. There's just so much to offer. This is just some of the options that I had. And then one of the really cool things about Cayman, we're really famous for our Sunday brunches. So when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, avocado latte brunch. No, it's like 2 hours all inclusive food and alcohol, and you have oysters, you have like burger bars, like the culinary experience is insane. So highly recommend that to do on a Sunday. And then on Cayman Brac, for example, we have Les Soleil. So they have a farm at the back. Again, I thought I was going to see like piggies and chickens. Like, no, it's all fresh produce. They grow dragon fruit, avocado, coriander, like everything you can think of. And then they bring it into their restaurants and then serve it to the locals. So food, amazing. 100% get by with the culinary capital of the Caribbean. And then Antigua says they have 365 beaches. We have 365 plus dive sites. So we are a diver's paradise. I even stuck my head in the water and I could just see underneath. Like, it's just so crystal clear. We also conserve our marine life, so we don't just let the boat stop wherever they want. We really take care of the coral reefs. So the divers have a field day. I mean, if I was a diver, I probably would have a great time. So that's our diving. And then other things to do. So Stingray City. So apparently if you kiss a stingray, you get 7 years good luck. Haven't seen mine yet, but it's still stunning. I took all these pictures, so literally the water is what you see. Again, I thought it'd be on a beach and the stingrays are just floating. Like, no, you get on a catamaran, you go into the middle of the ocean, and then there's just like a shallow sandbar. And I think a human interacted with the stingrays 50, 60 years ago. So when they come in herds, like 50, 60 stingrays, and they just want to kiss and hug you, super safe, nothing's ever happened. So that's one of our main attractions. We've got the Crystal Caves, which were founded in 2016. There's like 2 of them. Stunning sites. TripAdvisor just rated it like the 5th or 7th experience in the world. Cave is a cave. Cool. Another one of my favorites that we did, so you'll see this little video, it was the bioluminescence bay. Only a few places in the world have these waters, and Cayman Islands is one of them. So when the moon is at its lowest point, you can kayak or you can get a boat tour on this bay in Brum Point, and you're just surrounded by like the villas, like the scenery is just amazing, and then the water you see is literally as blue as it looks. So really good experience to do. Commander Bay just opened. Again, this is why I say that we give Canary Wharf vibes, because we have things like this. So this is like a little town centre, and it has shopping, dining, entertainment spaces. You can dock the catamarans from here. They have like farmers market, so just a nice place to wander in the evening. And then going on to our hotel properties. So we have a variety of properties ranging from 5-star to 3-star. The majority of our properties are room only. The Wyndham is the only property that is all inclusive on the island, and that's on the east side of the island. And then I'll show you a few of ours. So this is Hotel Indigo. Again, I took all these pictures. Like, this is literally what it looks like. This opened up just around 2 years ago, and it's home to a rooftop. So again, I've never seen this in the Caribbean. It has 360 views on the top, like stunning. The hotel does the brunch that I went to, that's located near 7 Mile Beach. And then its sister hotel, the Kimpton Seafire, is next door, which is a 5-star hotel. As I mentioned about the Wyndham, that's our all-inclusive property on the east side of the island. Then Marriott, which is my favourite. It's on 7 Mile Beach again, and it's nothing like the other Marriotts. It's not corporate at all. It's a beach house. As soon as you walk in, you've got the check-in desk, which faces the door, so you see someone smiling at you straight away. It feels like home. The rooms are warming. There is no beach because they lost it during the hurricane, but they are remaking it. But instead of stepping out onto the beach, you just step out straight into the ocean, like stunning. They have kids' rooms, so it's good for kids. Then we have Western, which again is on 7 Mile Beach. Their beach is amazing, very powdered sandy beach, blue waters. And then we have, if you're looking for more boutique styles, there's properties like Vida. So they've only got like 9 rooms, but this almost gives me Six Senses vibes. It's very a wellness retreat. It has weights and yoga mats in your rooms if you want to go out and do yoga. It has stunning views of the ocean. So Vida is there for those type of clients. And then on our sister islands, we don't have the ultra luxe properties like we do on Grand Cayman. They're still of high standard, really nice offering. So they're the ones on the sister islands. And then I'm really excited about a few which are opening next year. So when I first heard of 1GT, I've never heard of it, but this is the property. It's actually going to have a rooftop with an infinity pool, super luxe 5-star hotel, opening in June next year. And then we have the Grand Hyatt, which is also opening in April, May. So that's another property. And then we have the Mandarin Oriental, which will be opening in 2 years. So that's another one that's good for the UK clients. And then in terms of events that go on, we have our own carnival. So we have Cayman, which is in June, July next year. We have Pirates Week, which I think is going on right now. We have the marathon, which takes place in December. So much goes on the island. So there's always something to do. As I mentioned, Cocktail Week was just the other week. We have Restaurant Month, which was takes place in October, Pirates Week, Marathon. And then, this is all our socials where you can get in touch. And then I've got a small video for you guys, which show the Cayman Islands. And that was the Cayman Islands.
Thank you so much, Amy. That was brilliant. I wish I was there now as I look out the window and it's snowing here.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, so guys, if I'm at IBTM, so if I look a bit weird, I'm in Barcelona, so I'm not in the Cayman Islands either.
But no, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Amy. We have a few questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So the first one is, when is the best time to visit the Cayman Islands?
All year round, like depending on how hot it is. But I mean, hurricane season, obviously, everyone knows it's from around July to October. But you'd rather be in the Cayman Islands with a cocktail in the rain than in England in the rain.
And what kind of Caribbean islands would you most compare it to? So if people have clients that have been to other islands and really enjoyed them, what kind of is the Cayman Islands the most similar to?
I would say I would never compare any Caribbean island to any others because every island is so different. So I would say the Cayman Islands is its own entity. We have its own culture. Like you can't compare Jamaica to the Cayman Islands, for example. Someone who's doing an all-inclusive in Jamaica is probably not going to come to the Cayman Islands. I would almost say like it's probably people who are looking to go to the Maldives would potentially be our type of client. The most similar, I would say, is probably Turks and Caicos, but we have the more established properties. Like we have more on offer in terms of what you can do. Again, I haven't been to Turkey, so I can't judge it too much. But if like for like comparison, Turkey's probably the closest. But yeah, I would say Maldives and Seychelles, we want those clients to be coming to us.
And how much twin center or like triple centers do you see within the Cayman Islands?
Oh, so many. As like especially with the US, we have so many different flights. Florida is literally less than an hour away. Now that we're going to have the connecting flight with New York, you could even pair it with New York. We have our own airlines, as I said, that goes to Montego Bay. It flies to Vegas as well. So we're super connected. And then as we have our own two sister islands as well, you could have 3 destinations in one go because all the islands are so different. So multiple opportunities.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Amy. And thank you for
You're
taking the time to
welcome.
talk to us today, all the way from Barcelona.
You're
That's all the
welcome.
questions. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining us this morning for a bit of the Cayman Islands. We were actually sending a newsletter around later today on some recent trips. Julia was actually out in the Cayman Islands with Amy very, very recently. So you can read all about her trip and her experience in that newsletter today. So keep an eye out for that. And as I say, keep an eye out for all of our webinars. We run webinars every Wednesday, and we have a Sri Lanka one this afternoon if you guys are interested in that at all. But thank you again so much, Amy, and enjoy the rest of your time in Barcelona.
Thanks, Ellie. Thanks, Ryan. Bye.